Hello again, everybody, and welcome inside OH Report World Headquarters in Mansfield, Ohio. I'm Travis Big League Berardi. That is Hayden String Being Gray, and we are here with another edition of the boys' statistical updates in scoring, rebounding, and averages. And Hayden, you know, that guy named Isaac Mason continues to be at the top of these categories, but one Luke Denbo catching right up to him as well. And let's take a look at those stats first with the scoring leaders, and there they are, Mason and Denbo, 1 and 2.
Yeah, I mean, the battle has really gotten close, especially as we've gone through these last few final weeks down to just a third of a point. So I will be interested to see the rest of the regular season for boys. They have a little bit of time. Is Denbo going to be able to get over the hump, or will Isaac Mason be able to hold that title for, I'm pretty certain he has held it since we started at the beginning of the year. So could be, you know, every single week he has held that, but there could be a change, so we will have to stay tuned. But right under Denbo is another really good scorer we have right here in town, Mansfield Christian's Amar Davis, up to 21.9 points per game. Solid for him. I think he just dropped a career high the other night against St. Pete. I think 33 or 35 points for him.
It was a school record or something, I believe, or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
They called him David, though, not Davis, but, you know, it's Amar Davis. But I know there's a guy right below that, a guy that Brian and I were extremely impressed with last night from one Monroeville squad that nearly pulled off a major upset, and that guy is Isaac Roeder.
Yeah, Roeder, I mean, he lives up to the hype and didn't single-handedly, but certainly was a big part of the reason Monroeville competed with such a phenomenally stacked rake Western Reserve squad last night. Had it, you know, just down to the wire. Heart-stopping, edge-of-your-seat type game, definitely a tournament-type atmosphere, and Roeder is going to continue to do what he does. I know they would have loved to win that contest, but I mean, he just continues to pour on good performance after good performance, so I'm sure they will be just fine, and he is fourth on our list. And you got Mad Max Dawson from Willard right below him at 20.3. You got Alex Bruscotter from Shelby at 20.2. Mo Ware still hanging around on the list at 18.8, and Carson Smith from River Valley at 18.7.
And then at the bottom, you got two Eagles from Colonel Crawford, the number one team in Division III, Carter Valentine, Mason Studer, 18.2, 17.9. But just to break the top six, you need to go over 20 points per game. That is nuts in this area. But back to Roeder real quick, that Monroeville squad showed as a 4 seed in that Willard district that they could stick with the best, and they might be one of those teams that could make a run at the district championship. And then, like you said, Max Dawson with Willard, we were just talking before we came on here, those flashes might be chomping at the bit to get the Western Reserve in that district semifinal, but we will find out here in the coming 2 or 3 weeks at what will happen there in the district round, and you know you'll be able to see that live and free on the OH Report. But let's move on now, Hayden, to the rebounding leaders, and Isaac Mason overtaken. Well, still, last week was overtaken, but still at the top, Micah McKee from Worcester, a 1 rebound average point ahead of Mason here.
Yeah, Micah McKee has just been progressing his way up our statistical ladder these last few weeks. I mean, it's come all the way from the bottom, and now he's at the top, averaging 11.5 boards for the Generals. And, you know, you can just see he displays a lot of athleticism, able to get those second chance rebounds, and has a lot of vertical on him. So he is going to sit at the top, 1 rebound lead, as you said. So we'll see if he's able to hold on to that. Mason falls to second with 10.5. You got Mohawks AJ Hess with 9.8, so just around that 10 rebound a game mark. And let's highlight Caden Maxwell from the St. Paul Flyers. Now, record-wise, not the best season, not exactly what St. Paul is accustomed to, but he's another guy who's got some good height on him, finds his way. You know, he's always just kind of slithering around that rim, gets second chance points, and uses his height to draw fouls as well. So a guy who can get those boards, get a chance to get some points. Right below him, you got Roeder again from Monroeville at 9.3. Jed Brennan from Mapleton, 9.1. Jurcevic still hanging around from Ashland, like we said, until someone surpasses him. He's going to remain on our list at 9 rebounds per game. And then you have Aiden McDougall from Buckeye Central at 8.8.
Cade Carpenter and Hagen Adams both round out the top 10, and you need over 8.5 rebounds just to break the top 10, over 9 to get to the top 6, and you need over 10.5 to be towards the top. So, you know, you gotta crash the boards if you want to be on this list with us. Finally, we're going to move over now to the assist leaders, and one Luke Denbo continues to lead the way ahead of Bryce Hannum, who is slowly creeping up the list.
Yeah, Luke got that juice, is hovering around the top still, holds, less than half. Actually, exactly half. Math's not my strong suit, but half an assist over Bryce Hannum, as you said, hovering around there for the Mohawk Warriors. You got Mason Studer from Colonel Crawford with 5.6. Such a great ball handler and dish maker there. You got Worcester's Drew Dawsey at 5.4. Isaac Mason at 4.6. So he's, still found his way onto every single one of our list. Colin Grundy, Sam Seidel, Blake Morrison, CJ Temple, just to name a few. And then I'm going to go down at number 10 is Jude Munns from this Western Reserve squad that we've been talking quite a bit about. He's one of those guys that when you go see him in person, you would expect him to maybe be on our scoring list if the numbers weren't so through the roof. But on a Western Reserve squad that has a lot of balance.
Exactly.
He's still one of their leading scorers, but also knows how to dish around the ball. I think they're really balanced, and that's kind of helped him find his way onto this list. But just a great senior leader for those Rough Riders and Chris Sheldon's squad, who has great things ahead of them in the tournament.
Yes, they do at number 3 in Division 3, but they have the likes of the Willard Flashes and the number 1 team in the state in Colonel Crawford that they could possibly see in a district championship game. But that will do it for this edition of the Boys Statistical Leaders. We have, I believe, 2 more left.
Yes.
Next week will be the girls' finale, and then in 2 weeks, the boys' finale. So everything's starting to heat up, and then all tournament coverage from there on until the end of March. But for now, he's Hayden. I'm Travis. We out.